Welcome everyone to another episode of Vinyl Voodoo. I'm your host Jeremy. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more content just like this. So a couple weeks ago I wasn't feeling my very best, feeling kind of down in the dumps, and my wonderful, beautiful wife decided it would be a good time to take me to Noble Records, Matthews, North Carolina. Now, I'm sure some of you know Noble Records from his videos on here. Dylan from Noble Records, really great guy. Spoke with him for a couple of minutes while I was there. Enjoyed it, asked him about a couple of things. Really nice shop setup. It's not the largest record store, but it's very well curated. So we live a few hours from there, and my wife decided it would be a great time to go. So I thought I'd share with you some of the things I picked up from Noble Records, as well as a couple of other albums I picked up here recently as well. So first on the list is Mammoth. I got this at Noble Records right around $5. I thought this was a different Mammoth band. I knew the cover was not what I was looking for, but I figured I'd give it a shot and see where it led me. I'm glad I picked this up though. This came out the end of the 80s. This was a British blues rock type band that was alive and well in the 80s. I say alive and well, they lasted 2 years. They recorded for 2 years from, I think it was 87 to 89. I think they had like maybe a total of 3 albums. I could be wrong on that. But this entire album to me sounds like a 80s movie montage from front to back. It sounds like an 80s movie montage. It was on the Jive Records label. But yeah, it's a pretty decent record, and I've enjoyed listening to it. It's not bad at all, and glad I picked it up. Now this sleeve that's in here, this sleeve was in there when I picked it up. This is a MoFi sleeve, so apparently whoever owned it beforehand, it meant a lot to them, so I can appreciate that. Next one, another on the cheap side that you can get, and very great album, great artist, Santana. And yeah, I mean, everybody knows Santana. I've heard a few of these songs before I picked this up, but overall this is a great album. It's one of those, it's a mix of psychedelic and awesome guitar throughout, and yeah, I really enjoyed this one. Maybe a little bit of Latin beat in there as well. I might be wrong, but it sounds great. Absolutely love this album. So this next album I purchased from there. It was in really great shape. It had been cleaned there, and I had been looking for it. I came across this album on Spotify. Yes, I still stream. I think it's a great way to introduce yourself to new music. And this one, I've listened to this on streaming before, and I couldn't wait to get my hand on it on vinyl. This is Captain Beyond. This is an American rock band that was formed in 1971. They were former members of Iron Butterfly, Deep Purple. I believe the drummer had played for Johnny Winter and Rick Derringer. So Captain Beyond. This has got a lot of killer tracks on it. It was on the Capricorn Records label, and I had been looking for this. Luckily I didn't have to look long, because it was there when I went to Noble Records. I was really glad to get my hands on it, and yeah, absolutely awesome record. Love it. So this is another album I had seen on YouTube videos, other content creators showing off this, as well as on TikTok and such. So I decided to pick it up without ever listening to it. And I'm still processing this one, but this is ARS Nova. This was an American psychedelic progressive rock band that kind of formed and performed between, I think it was the end of the 60s, 67 to maybe 69, I think is what it was. But they were signed to a record label. So after a concert, I guess where maybe they played with the Doors or maybe opened for them, they broke up. And so yeah, but I think they only had about 2 albums, this one and another one. But yeah, this is on the Elektra label. So this is, I don't really know how I feel about this one yet. I'm still trying, like I said, I'm still trying to process it. And that's one thing I found that with this type of music is, you know, sometimes you need to listen to something a few times before it kind of grows on to you. And I've had a lot of music like that I've now grown to love. And heck, some of the music that I've listened to for years is I'm starting to turn me off for whatever reason. But anyway, I mean, it was a decent, good first listen, and like I said, still processing. So this is another one that I picked up from Noble Records. This is Power of Zeus, Uncertain Destination. This was a Noble Records exclusive. And so, yeah, it's on the colored vinyl there. This, never having heard it. I think I might have heard one track on it before I actually purchased. This was great. A lot of killer guitar on this one. I love the actual the pressings that Dylan is doing over at Noble Records. I also have the Wizard. This is my second Noble Records exclusive. I also have a couple more coming. But this killer record from front to back. There's no bad track on here whatsoever. And it's one of those things I can definitely see why people are seeking out these bands. And it's a shame that a lot of these bands that were putting out such great music back in those days, man, they have, I mean, they were overlooked, and I hate it for these bands, but man, I'm so glad to see that they're really making a comeback. All right, so this next one is one I recently purchased off of Discogs. I had been looking for it for some time, out and about, trying to find it out in the wild. This was one of the other ones that I had was able to listen to on streaming, and I absolutely fell in love with the entire discography that this band put out. But this band, Creepy John Thomas. Now, Creepy John Thomas is that guy right there. Looks like Creepy John Thomas, right? He's an Australian guitarist, and he has kind of jumped around from different bands. He was in the Edgar Broughton band. He also had a band called Rust. He was also with a band called Johnny and the Divers. Johnny and the Divers or Johnny and the Drivers. He actually went by another stage name, Johnny Driver. There was another band, and it's not coming to mind right now, that he was a part of, that The Flies. I think that's what it was, The Flies. But he was in this band that it was him and two other guys, and they would go and play like college shows and army bases and stuff like that. So he had a following, and this album completely blew me away the first time I heard it. I've listened to everything that he's put out, and I absolutely love every bit of it. It's kind of a mix. It's all psychedelic. A lot of hard rock, a lot of melodies throughout everything that they put together. This was in my head for me. This was like a holy grail record for me. I had been looking for this. Did had to pay a little bit for it. If I wanted the CD, it's like a three disc CD, and that's next to nothing. It's like $20. But I had to, like I said, I had to look for this one. I'm glad I did, because man, boy, oh boy, this is a great album. I believe this was, yeah, this came out in 1969, and it was, yeah, it was first published 1969. This is a 2011 copy on Sound Vision. Creepy John Thomas. I highly recommend. This is it's so obscure. It's got like some occult elements mixed in there with it, and oh man, so great. I cannot stress that enough. I'm so happy I found this. So if you haven't found this, you can stream this. Go take a listen. Tell me what you guys think. If you've heard of them, let me know what you think. So yeah, that's gonna do it for today, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thank you for all the followers. Thank you for all the views. I appreciate it. I know it's not many, but I appreciate you guys. I want to let you guys know that. So yeah, until I see you guys again, take care.